This is our biggest machine, isn't it amazing? Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not a machine that you're going to be picking up and moving around. So find a space for it and have it there on your work desk, because I can promise you, you're not going to need to replace it. You might want your Mini to sort of accompany it, but you're not going to need another electronic die cutting machine. When you get your Pro, you're going to get these vast plates. Look at this, 12 by 12. Now that's probably the largest, quite easy to come by cardstock size that you're going to get. Yes, you can get A3, but a lot more card comes in 12 by 12 than it does in any of the bigger ones. So this means that you've got a large area to be crafting with your cardstock. So when you get it, you're going to still get them in the right order. You're going to get your two cutting plates. You're still going to get your plastic shim, as you would expect. You're going to get your magnetic shim. You're still going to get your rubber mat, and you're going to get your metal shim as well. So you can see straight away we're still doing exactly what we wanted to do before. So let's have a go at putting a few things through here, and I'll show you that the plate combination doesn't change at all. So I have got here a cut and emboss die. Now these are brilliant. Right, let's see what we can do with this, the Gemini Pro. I have got my cardstock here for a cut and emboss die. So I can pop this onto here. So I put my cardstock onto my card first. I love these because these dies, you can use one, you can use all of the bits. You can choose which elements that you want to use. It's a brilliant die, and I'll show you some fantastic samples with it. So I'm going to pop this onto here, and I'm going to tape those to there. I'm going to tape that very gently, and then I'm just going to tape that onto my cardstock because I don't want it to move, but I'm going to quite carefully pick where I tape it down. So just tape that onto here. Now this is just a regular die, so straight onto there. Now I am going to put the plates on in a slightly different order, and there is logic for it. I'm going to put my plastic shim on, then I'm going to put my metal shim on, and then I'm going to put my second cutting plate. Now remember, every cutting plate has two sides to this, whether you're doing the Pro or the original, or you're using your junior plates in your original machine. You've got two sides to every cutting plate, so make sure you turn them and you rotate them, and you get the maximum wear out of each one. So, oh, that's popped out. I was hoping it wouldn't do that. So there we go. Look at this. Look at the detail. Once we've got that out of there, let me just clear that down and get all those bits off. There you go. Now, let me just show you this. This is perfectly natural. This is what you would expect. Can you see? Can you see the markings on there? It's not going to compromise your projects at all. But just as I said, remember, you've got two sides to your die if you need to turn it around. Right, I'm actually going to put my die back on here. I was hoping it wouldn't come out, but it did. But it's not a problem. Have I got this the right way round? There we go. Let's do it that way round. Let's put that back on. Why is it not going? There we are. It's going back on just there. See if we can get it back in. There we go. Whoop, there we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my rubber embossing mat, and I'm going to pop that one down. I'm going to pop my cardstock onto there. Oh, I felt that click right back in, so I'm going to just press that tape on so it holds. I'm going to put my plastic shim back on. Now, as we said earlier, we don't use our rubber embossing mat with our magnetic shim, so I'm going to take that one out, and then I'm going to pop my cutting plate back on as well, and then we can run that through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to emboss all of that detail in there, so it'll be absolutely perfect through there. We're going to get lots and lots of detail. Let's see how this goes. There we go. Oh, I think my die's moved. Oh yes, my die's moved ever so slightly. So let me show you what it looks like. Oh, you can see, yeah, my die just moved. So what you can see is when you emboss, it's also going to add all that extra embossed detail in there. And then you can see we've got all of the detail, how you can use them separately or together absolutely perfect. Right, I think we should do another one because my die moved on that. Let's have a look what else we can do. I want to show you my embossing folder. There we go. Right, now I have got a lovely regular embossing folder. I've done lots of different ways to cut and to emboss. So let's show you just a regular embossing folder. Now what you've got is you've got the sentiment on the back, and that is the back side of your embossing folder. So if you've got a one-sided cardstock, you just need to remember to put the cardstock face up. Now this is a regular embossing folder, so I know I just use my cutting plate and my second cutting plate. I don't need any of my shims. I can just put that through there, just like that. So this is just going to go through here. And then we will cut a few bits of fabric, and I can show you how brilliant this is. There we go. So now you can see, look at that. Isn't that brilliant? Look at the emboss, look at that. And if you want to, you can then add your gilding waxes to really make it pop. Absolutely perfect. One last quick one to show you. I'm going to show you how we can go through with some fabric. Now, I have got just some regular cotton. I don't need all of that. Let's do this. So we can pop cotton through on there. And then, oh, it's got a little bit of a crease, so let's go that way. Put my die on top. I'm going to then put on my magnetic shim. I'm going to put on my cutting plates and my plastic shim and run that through. So I had 4 layers of my fabric there, but I'm sure I could go through even more. Now when it gets to the point that it's getting to the die, you'll hear the machine slow down. That's absolutely perfect. It's what you would expect it to do because it's doing all of that work. Now look at this. Look at all of those layers. I love this because how many layers have I got here? There, so easy. So if you are a fabric crafter, you can craft through this. Look at this, no frayed edges at all. Absolutely brilliant. And then that's what you can do with your Gemini Pro. So much more because you've got that large cutting plate. So I think we'll just take a minute to have a look at a couple of samples that I've got all set up here, just to show you some of the things that you could be doing with those bits that I've been making. How about like that? Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous peacock. Using that create a card die. Isn't that perfect? Or we've got our embossing folder. I do love an embossing folder. You get so much texture and detail. Oh, that one's going that way. There we go. I hadn't got it twisted round. So much texture, so much dimension. Absolutely gorgeous. It really adds another layer to your project. I think that's the same one. There we go. So, you know, doesn't matter which machine you've got, but the Gemini Pro is going to allow you to do so much more, so much quicker. So perfect machine if you are really getting into your crafting.